Evening folks, welcome back to ALCHEMOTO's Garage and welcome back to episode 2 of the Bobhead bikes detailing. So if you've watched the first episode, you've seen how we brought some of the Paintwork up from its dull sort of weathered finish, which it gets over time, and it's just a pain in the ass to keep those things shiny. So with the help of a few little tools and a little bit of know-how, you too can bring your bike up to show standards. So tonight, we're just going to finish off a little bit of the fine detail and show you what else I use to get into those bits that you can't normally reach. Finish off some of those small areas, move on to the back wheel before we tackle the paintwork. So I'll bring you guys closer. But before we do, I'll just show you what I use in my Harley-Davidson Willie G Skull Snap-on toolbox. And this is my polishing drawer. So you can see here I've got polishing lamb's wool for a 4-inch grinder, different polishing mops and heads. We've got the air polisher there, which we're going to use on the paintwork. My sander, snap-on sander polisher, little mini sander. More of the little heads around here. We've got lamb's wool mop type things there. We've got another one of these here with the sponge head on, ready for the paintwork. Bag full of these and different polishing soaps, different grades, and more sponges. A lot of those sponges supplied courtesy of Auto Smart UK. Very good products. I use a lot of their products in my cleaning. But anyway, let's bring you closer to the bike. Now, first thing you'll notice is look at the shine on those pipes. So when the bike came in, it had the usual sort of bronzing off from the heat on those pipes, and it will get that once again. But you can see there how the polishing tool has brought those stainless pipes up to almost like a chrome finish. Again, with the rocker covers, the heads there, you can see all shined up. But what we're going to do is just a little bit more fine detailing down here and the inside of the grooves on here, and then show you what to do to bring, you see, the rear axle nuts, you can buy covers for those. Seb's not got them on his bike, but we're going to shine those nuts up just to give it a little bit of detail in the back end as well, just to complement what we did on the front of the bike. Okay folks, so what we're using now is a standard Dremel. Mine's a Dremel 300, and we have got the sort of lamb's wool type head inside of here. We're going to do the same again with the soap and just burn into that. Okay. And then in between these grooves and around here, which is the parts that never normally get polished, I've already had a go at that, but we're going to get this a little bit brighter. Now the secret to detailing is when you think it's shiny, do it again. And when you've done it again, step back and do it again. And only then, once you've done it 3 times, then you're going to be a lot better than what you did it the first time. So then it should be super shiny. Okay, let's go. Okay, when you've used anything with the soaps, you will always get a residue on top. So what you've got to do then is just get a nice soft rag. And once that comes off, it'll just reveal the shine underneath. See the black that's coming off there? Okay, and then the same again. With the inside of here. There you go folks, look at that, beautiful. So now we've got the mirror shine inside of here, which is the part that no one ever really polishes.
Okay, so we're just going to show you a quick way with my polishing tool how to really make some of your bolts pop. I'm just going to go to the rear axle nut now, show you what it's like, and then just put the camera on and show you how fast it is to polish these up like a mirror finish just with the polishing tool. Okay, so your standard sort of weathered nut, you can see there how it's just all grayed off. Again, we're just using the snap-on sander polisher with the roll-lock mop, and again, just burn into the soap. Now you really have to put a bit of pressure on this, but you'll see the difference now. Okay folks, so that's it. Just from a distance, when you look back, that's what you're looking at. So close up it might not look that good, but from a distance when you step back, it's just about those little bits of detail that you just always miss. Okay, I do apologise for the bad light as well. It is evening here in the UK, so I've got various LED lights and everything just give me a bit more bright. You can see one down there, just to put a bit more light on the subject, so it is quite difficult. So you'll probably see more in the daylight when I show you the bike of what I've done. It's just little touches like on the shifter. Obviously it's got a suicide shift on this bike, I can't even say that, suicide shift. And then polish the alloy on the top of this as well. Even down to the shift linkages. And again on heads on that side. So everything that can be polished will be polished. So it's time to sort of move on a little bit just to show you guys a little bit of the paint prep. So on the front fork legs, everything always looks okay in black until you polish it. Okay, so we can get more of a mirror shine on that. We've got the frame as well on the top of here, it never gets done. Always down the front of the tubes there. Obviously we've got the front chin spoil to repaint, and even down to the brackets then for the levers. For the paintwork we move on to the sponge mop. Okay. So for the first stage of anything with the paintwork, you want to use a cutting compound. Again, we're using an Evo 3 from Auto Smart. That's the medium cut. A little bit on the sponge, and then again on the paintwork. Now the thing with doing the paintwork is what you don't want to be doing is going too hard with the pressure on the paint. You can burn the paint, okay? A common thing to do is to put a little bit of water on there. But what will happen is, with obviously the swirling motion of this, you're going to spill water everywhere with the polish, and it just makes a bit of a mess. So we're going to keep it down to a little happy medium here, and just keep working the polish in without having to put the water on to cool it down. So if you carry on too far with that, with the pressure, that's what's going to happen. It's going to heat up, and then you're going to end up with burn marks in the paint. We just want to get it to the point where the shine comes through. We take all the scratches and swirls out, and we're left with a beautiful finish. Okay. That's the best part when you're buffing it off. You really see the depth of the black. Okay, it's 100 times better. So just to give you an example, because it's hard to do it really down on the fault leg, you can see that's beautiful shine down there now. Just on the headlamp casing, you can see how dull that is. So we're going to do the same process again on here and show you what a difference that makes. It's just difficult in this light. Okay, so same again, a little bit more polish on your sponge. Just apply that over the paintwork. And again, just gentle motion with that. We'll just bring that camera a little bit further back. So literally that was only about 30 seconds, so that's the first pass. So we'll just bring you closer and show you. You can actually see the shine from here. Okay folks, that's a massive difference. So we'll carry on and just buff that up and give that a second pass and then show you what it's like when it's finished. So it just goes to show you just a couple of minutes work with the right tools, and again you're just putting that deep shine back into that dull paintwork. Everything weathers over time, so it's just having the right tools to bring out that original finish, or better than original finish. So that's the things from a distance. Again, when the sun hits this bike, it's those little details that are going to make this bike pop. So again, you're even down to the side mount speedo. Over time it just goes a little bit of grey around the plastic. So yes, you can put silicone on there, but it won't last, you know, or back to black or any product like that. So we're just going to flash over a little bit of satin black paint and then bring that back up like new. Okay, so it's not really the best light to show you. Like I said, daylight is the best light to show you how this really pops on the engine casings. So everything will be revealed when it gets sort of wheeled out into the natural sunlight or the natural light to show you the details that we've done. But the silicone certainly does bring it out. From what I'm looking at, it's just the camera's not picking it up extremely well. But the finishing touches that will go on this are bolt covers that are exclusive to myself, which will go on and finish all the bolts off on this bike. They come in a few different colours. Like I said, they are very hard to get hold of, but I've managed to get some quality ones for Seb's bike. And if you just look, these are the ones I've got on my bike, which are the brass. So we've got some to finish Seb's bike off as well. So that'll be the final thing. So just recapping now, we can see on here we've got the stainless steel exhaust all polished up like a mirror. We've got the heads all done. We've got the axle nut at the back. You see all these are polished up like chrome. And even down the swing arm one, that's polished up. Even down to these under here, and the alloy underneath the casings is all cleaned underneath the bike. We've got down in here in the centre, all at the bottom of the casings all polished up. And we've got the headlamp now all polished up, and then down this fork leg, and then obviously all the alloy inside here is done. The horn's repainted, and the regulator down here is had a coat of paint as well. We've got the shifter on the suicide shift, which is all polished up. The side mount speedo bracket is painted. Axle nut polished. All detailed and cleaned. All the braided lines, all these have been polished up. Same with these here. These lines have been repainted. Casing's had a bit of back to black. So what we've got left to do, we've got the tank to detail. We've got this as a 3-stage polish we're going to do with this. We're going to cut it, we're going to polish it, fine polish it, and then ceramic coat it. Bring all this back to a beautiful gloss finish. There's a lot of marks on here. You can see these are all going to be taken out. Same with the side covers here. You can see all weathered and scratched. So we're going to take all the scratches out of this and polish these up. Same with this. And then on the rear, chopped fender. And then just clean up the back end.
So there you go, folks. It's difficult to try and do a series on the detailing without getting too sort of lengthy in the time you're taking to do everything. So it's easy just to sort of move forward, show you how I do it, speed it forward, and then show you the finished product. So it just shows you all the little bits and pieces that I'm going to do to make this bike pop. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. Like I said, I'm going to move on a little bit through the week because we're going to get this bike done. And then we'll give you an in-depth detail one on the tank work and the fenders, the main part of the paintwork to finish off while I carry on detailing. And then what we'll do is put the bolt covers on, do a final clean down, and then show you everything then in a proper light, what we've done to this bike, and it really is going to pop. So like I said, hope you've enjoyed watching this. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, please do comment if you dare. Until the next time, folks, we'll be seeing you later.